Scott Walker, the Republican governor of Wisconsin, is hoping to run for president in 2016. Walker wants to represent America in his lawmaking, his foreign policy, and in support of programs to make life in the United States better. But how can we rely on him when he consistently changes his position on immigration? How can we rely on him to pass bills to better American lives when he plans to sign a bill to outlaw most abortions? Is he really looking out for the men and women of the country with his disbelief in amnesty, his lack of respect for women's rights, and his flip-flopping views and consistent hypocrisy? Governor Walker signed a bill recently that limits the power of private sector unions in Wisconsin. With the passing of this bill, he shows his lack of understanding about the real issues that face middle-class workers. The rise in unions stems from the increase in middle-class jobs under President Obama. Walker claimed a victory over working Americans by not focusing on the issues of low minimum wages and security of paid leave. Currently, the minimum wage is not a living wage. 40 hours a week work at minimum wage does not provide minimum wage workers with enough money for a 2-bedroom apartment in any city. It also poses a problem for Wisconsin, a state that has a median household income that is almost $800 below the national average, according to the Census Bureau's American Community Survey. That's the bigger issue. Since Walker cut the power of labor unions, wages are going down and membership is decreasing. Let's not forget about the time he compared protesters to terrorists. He said in an interview recently that he would take action against terrorists in the same way he dealt with 100,000 protesters. That's how Governor Walker views a First Amendment right. Then what does that mean for Americans? What does that mean for the voters? What does that mean for our freedom of speech? Publicly criticized Hillary Clinton's use of personal email when he had a personal email as well. Governor Walker had a private internet router in his office, and 2 of his aides were convicted for using private email for campaign purposes. He never took responsibility for the private internet router, so how can we trust him to take responsibility for the country? Walker lives in a glass house, and he throws stones. This country needs a president they can trust and believe in to stand up for their rights. A president who will take responsibility for their actions, and a president who will not compare those who protest for what they believe in to terrorists.